Jaylo.
Yes.
I was staying at this Artist Covenant in San Francisco. This was several years ago.
Was it like a co-op?
Something like that. I know that they refer to it as like a covenant.
A covenant? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And, basically artistic people stay there. It was a really weird experience.
Okay.
The first night I was there, this guy comes into my room. I'm asleep for 2 hours, wakes me up, says it's his room. Oh. Then he goes out when he realizes I'm blind. Meanwhile, I would have gotten out of the room. And it turns out that this guy was just an asshole who wanted a free room.
Oh.
But in any event.
So what happened?
I never saw this guy again.
Oh, okay. So you slept in that room then?
Yeah.
That's weird.
But I remember another time there, I was only there for a few days, I got woken up at 4 a.m. because some guy was trying to impress this girl and they were singing songs at full volume.
Oh, that's so corny.
Yeah.
Really corny. Why at 4 a.m?
I don't know, babes.
Oh.
This was a weird experience.
Okay.
And
where were the rest of your crew?
They were off doing their own thing, babes.
And you were staying there by yourself?
Yes.
Oh.
I guess the reason I bring this up is because it's about a time in my life to where, you're around different people who you're not really going to have a lot of interaction with.
Yeah.
But it creates an interesting memory.
Uh-huh.
So from your perspective, have you ever spent a weekend like that when you're hanging around folks where you build these memories, but you have no real connection to those people afterwards?
That's a really, that's a really good question. Because a lot of times when I've done things like that, where I've gone on retreats or I've gone, to things like that, I got to know them. You mean like I was going to have a short time with them and not really react? Not really.
Well, you weren't going to stay in contact with them. It was going to be limited to a short amount of time, but it built some interesting memories.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So I guess the one thing I can think of is when I was chosen from my school, this was in 8th grade, to play with a band in Maui because I was a part of a big band festival with all these high schools across the island. And I was picked to play with 99 other kids in this one band, and it's separate from the big, huge honor band that was at the festival. And I was gonna be stuck. So I went there twice for 2 weekends, one for the band camp and the other one for the festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a really fun experience. I got to meet some nice girls in the flute section. I got to meet some people in the brass section. One of the people in the brass section, I was staying with her family because they were my host family. And I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be in contact with them afterwards. So at the time, I had no way of doing that. Because of course, this is before the internet really started to boom. And I had some really fond memories of those 2 weekends.
Nice.
I did. And it was, I met some people from my island that I was on the plane with, and they were really, really nice people. The band directors were really nice. And they were just invested in this project as we were. Well, maybe we were invested in it, and so were they, and it was a good time.
Was that weekend where you ran into your ex-teacher who was working at Domino's?
Pizza Hut.
Oh, Pizza.
This was, that was like the first weekend I was there. I think I went there on it was either a Thursday or a Friday. And we went there after this girl had I think she was in volleyball, and we went to go watch her practice, I think it was, or her game. I can't remember what it was. And then we went out for pizza. It was we went out for pizza, and she was there. Yeah, that was like I think that was the first or second night
working
I was there. Yeah, it was one of those nights that weekend, but it was crazy.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I have a really good friend of mine who you know.
Yes.
And his sister was a teacher in Hawaii, I believe in Maui.
Yep.
Up until June.
Yeah.
She had to quit her job. And the reason is she had to have 2 other jobs outside of being a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And it came out with the negotiations for the teachers that they were going to cut everybody's salary by something like 10%. I may have the numbers a little bit off. Uh-huh. So the 2 jobs that he had outside of being a teacher, she was going to have to get a 3rd job.
Oh, wow.
But my question for you is, back in the day, there was still a war on the poor, but it wasn't as strong. Was your teacher working at Domino's?
Pizza Hut.
Or sorry, at Pizza Hut, and still an educator? Or was he out of the business
I didn't
completely?
even have time to ask her that, because I was only, 14, 15. And I just wanted to have pizza. I wasn't thinking about, I was just like, I'm really surprised that you're working here. I'm kind of busy, and it's nice to see you.
You were like, you said to her, "Oh, you gave me enough. Now I want some pepperoni."
No, I didn't say. It was just very, very strange to see her working at a Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
It was just very strange, and I thought, oh wow. I mean, of all the teachers I could have run into, it was her, and I didn't necessarily, if I'm really honest, I didn't really necessarily like her. I just kind of, tolerated her.
So
I'm not gonna go any further with that.
I was not planning to go down this rabbit hole, but let's do some exploring for a second.
All right.
Do you think it's healthy for kids to see their teachers out in the community working other jobs?
Yes.
Really?
Well, I think it's healthy to see them outside of their element.
I agree with that, but there's a difference between, hey, I ran into my teacher at an ice cream shop versus I went to buy some ice cream and my teacher was behind the counter.
Well, it was okay. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It was a very awkward feeling to see her there, just because, I'm guessing she was working there as a waitress. She did not wait on us. But it was just very strange to see my former teacher working at a restaurant, a fast food restaurant, especially. And I don't know. It was very weird. It was very weird for me.
Nice.
And I was young, so I wasn't thinking about asking her about if she's still in education, because I wasn't thinking about that. I didn't care. She was working in education. Hey, I tolerated her for 9 months. So, I mean, I mean, and I was busy. I was with another family, so we just wanted to get our food and eat.
Nice.
I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about other things and, what was going to happen the next day.
I'm happy for you, babes.
Yeah, that was interesting.
You asked me what rabbit holes did I go down when you were in the shower.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to like this, but I'll make it quick.
Uh-oh.
Joe Manchin.
Oh, jeez. Are we going to go here again?
Well, you asked me, babes.
I know, but you have to drop names. Okay, so basically you went down a political rabbit hole, is that right?
Yeah, so I'll make this really quick.
Oh.
Joe Manchin, as we already know, because we've talked about it ad nauseum, killed the Build Back Better bill. But apparently this week he voted for the defense bill, which is $700 billion over 1 year. And Build Back Better was going to be like 1.7 trillion at the end over 10 years. So there's that. And then he's also trying to lift restrictions on drilling in Alaska so that, we don't have to care about the environment anymore. So anyways, but we can move on from there, babes.
Oh.
Yes, I know you were fond of this man.
I never said I was.
And by the way, Richard Ojeda has come out against him.
Oh, I don't care. I don't even know who the guy is.
He's interesting to me, babes.
Okay.
Ojeda is a former Trump supporter
Who's
who...
Ojeda? I didn't even heard of this.
I believe he's a congressman out of West Virginia.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Well, I'm about to tell you, babes.
Okay.
He used to be a Trump supporter, and when your man got into office, Richard Ojeda realized that Trump wasn't really keeping his campaign promises. So he switched to the Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. And in the early days, Joe Manchin was a supporter, but Richard Ojeda moved more and more to the left. And now Ojeda has kind of come out against Joe Manchin, saying, he didn't full on say he's a horrible person, but what he did say is people in West Virginia need to start pressuring Joe Manchin.
They're not going to do that.
Well, some poll numbers.
Well, hold on. Let's not talk about poll numbers or all this garbage. But I will say this: I have a criticism of both parties, and I'm talking about the establishment, right? Both establishments. Now, the one thing I will say about the Democratic establishment, which I do have a criticism on, is that they turn on a dime on their own party, but that's the one thing I'll criticize them on. The one thing I will give them credit for is that even if they turn on their own, they will help them no matter what. I mean, they'll rally around that person when push comes to shove. And I wish that the Republican Party as a whole would do the same for their own. They may be disappointed in what other people are doing, and I think it's good to call them out on it, but I think that I wish that they would rally around their own, like the Democrats will.
I hear what you're saying. I actually disagree with you on the Democratic part of it, because how many Democrats, besides for AOC, Jamal Bowman, those types of people, are rallying? Yes, what she said, around Bernie Sanders.
I don't know.
Like, you don't see Joe Biden.
But it seems like, yeah, I know, and I don't know what you're getting at, but it seems like it doesn't matter what they do. Like, even if they came out against Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi, they'll still donate to their causes.
Oh, yeah, but the reason is because they're establishment.
I know, but I'm just saying, I mean, they just seem more united as a party, is what I mean.
Interesting.
They seem more united as a party, even if they'll turn on their own.
Nice.
And I wish that the Republican Party, whether you like them or not, I wish that they would be a little bit more united as a whole. That's all I'm saying.
Nice. Jaylo.
But let's get off of this.
Yeah, because I don't like either party.
Yeah. But let's talk about other stuff. By the way, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I am so thankful that we are starting a new year. That means new things. That means new beginnings, I guess, to me.
I am excited, very nervous. There's a chance that this year is going to go horribly wrong, but you put your best foot forward.
It could be a mixed bag like it was last year. I mean, I can't say it was all bad, but I also, that there were good things in it, but there were definitely bad things in it. So I can't say that it was all horrible.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag. I think every year is, for the most part, a mixed bag, but there are years that are better than others.
Yeah, and
2019 was a great year for me.
2019 rocked it. And 2018 had some great stuff too.
Well, of course. You know what happened in 2018, right?
I met you. I left a creative endeavor, which was not going well. There were some egos involved. Mm-hmm. And those were two really, really good highlights. Oh, and I was into dragon boat racing.
Yeah.
For a little while. And that's when I got into brewing my own kombucha.
Yeah. So and 2019 was a really good year.
That was a fun year.
That was a fun year. We had such a good time that year.
And we already know about 2020.
Oh, all right. but, I mean, 2020, like, for example, 2013 was not a good year for me. Mm. I didn't know what I was doing. 2012 was not a good year towards the end. 2013 wasn't a good year because I didn't know what I was going to do. And, I think I go through these these things where 1 year isn't good and then the next year is, or 2 years aren't good and the next year is. So who knows what kind of year this will be. I'm hoping that it will be a whole lot better and things will start to fall into place a little bit more.
Yeah, what are you doing with your hand, babes?
Oh, I'm just, my stuff is is close to falling off of the cabinet or the drawer.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay, Jaylo.
Open my business.
Oh, I wanted to know because it was making noise there, Jaylo.
I'm sorry.
I still love you, babes. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Wow, you don't sound excited.
Well, like I said, babes, I'm nervous.
Okay.
This could go off the rails very easily.
Yeah, and it's easy to get nervous, and I'm sure a lot of people are nervous, but then you got to find a way to push forward.
Yeah, we're not living in the 1930s.
Yeah.
But we're only a couple of disasters away from that, and maybe only one.
Yeah, I think a little bit more differently than you when that comes to that. But
yeah, I think, what if we have a solar flare tomorrow and our power grids just go out completely? Or there's a major earthquake here in town. I've thought about that many times, especially in 2020 when everything was just going to hell.
I just don't try to go there. You know why I don't go there? Because then I start to wallow in I start to wallow in that, and my mind just goes, if I let my mind go there, it just goes crazy with all these weird ideas that something might happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I just try not to go there because it's really easy to do that, and then it's easy to get worried or depressed or what have you.
Very good there, Jaylo.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Yes. Babes.
What's that?
We had a very fun New Year's Eve. It was low key, but for real, I don't really do the big, exciting New Year's Eve party type thing.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I mean, we've had big get-togethers and small get-togethers lately. Since a lot of us are, growing up and not living with our family anymore, the most of the cousins and my sisters and I, we've had smaller gatherings and, just low key things. Mm-hmm. When my cousins were smaller, we used to have bigger gatherings a lot more because that's what we did when I was a kid. When I was younger and when I was a teenager, we used to do that a lot.
But not anymore. Not
as much anymore because a lot of us are grown up now and, living in our own homes, and we can't always make it to our families. So, no. But I like that stuff.
Oh.
But lately, over the years, I've been going to small gatherings.
I don't know if I've gone to New Year's Eve parties, mm-hmm. but they've always been pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever gone to a huge New Year's Eve gathering type of thing.
Mm. The hugest gathering, and I wasn't even there for that long, was I went to a local amusement park in Washington up north because every year, I don't know if they're doing it now, but every year their park would be open for the holidays and they would light up the entire park. And they would have, a candy shop open around Christmas time, and they would have the rides open and stuff. But it was New Year's Eve, and I hung out with some people, and then a group of us went to the Space Needle, and we watched the ball drop there.
That seems pretty cool. Now, that's when you were involved with the chat line community.
Right. Uh-huh. And parts of it I want to forget, but, yeah, that was an interesting time. So yeah, a group of us went there, and then I went back to, somebody brought me back to my relative's place, so. That was a fun time.
I wish I would have been more involved with my communities when I was younger. But I always, we've gone down this road a million times, but I always felt like it was just me against the world type of thing.
Well, the only thing you can do about that now is change it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can't take back what happened in the past. I'm very, very thankful and blessed to have had those experiences with family gatherings and gatherings with friends when I was in contact with them, even if it was just for a short time, because I was more involved with that community in my early 20s. And unfortunately, there are people that I have not been in contact with because I've lost their numbers and they've kind of just lost touch, and some people have died,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that I've had those experiences.
I got a chat line question for you.
What's that?
Is there anybody who you know from back in the day, from that world, who you're still friends with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But friends isn't that, and we're still friends, but we're kind of distant because we've lost each other's numbers, and it's been hard to keep in contact with them because they've changed numbers so many times.
Well, then how do you stay in contact?
On the thing.
Oh, got you. But couldn't you just ask for their real life number?
Yeah, I could, and they change it. But, there are still people there's still people that I contact, yeah.
It's weird, Dave. Sorry, I just realized I stepped over your words. I never really felt like I was part of the blind community when I was a kid. A lot of that is my fault, too.
Yeah.
Because I became more active in the blind world when I moved to Colorado and started getting training about how to really handling it and realizing that I had to take this stuff seriously.
Yes.
But I wasn't really...
Really?
I didn't feel like I was connected to the blind community. Again, that's mostly my fault, but
yeah.
If I could... Now, I always had this fantasy of what would I do if I could relive my life over again. Now, obviously, I would have written the Harry Potter books in like 1994, made a ton of money, and invested it in Apple stock very early on. And, all that stuff. I would have become a multi-billionaire like 17.
Okay.
But I also would
But it's also unrealistic.
I'm telling you, babes, if I could relive my life.
Yeah.
This is a fantasy.
Yeah,
right?
I know it is.
I also would have become more involved in the blind community.
You didn't feel like you were a part of the blind community when you were taking classes with blind people?
When I was a teenager?
Yes.
No, not really. I just felt disconnected.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And again, it's my doing. I'm not blaming any teachers or anybody else for that.
You just didn't put a lot of effort in it.
Yeah, I'm just saying I didn't know how to put efforts into relationships. And if I could do it over again, one, I'd be a billionaire. And two, I would have really strived to have deep, meaningful friendships in that world.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I've always felt like I was a part of it, even when I was in elementary school, because there was just a few of us there that were blind, and it was nice to have friends that were going through the same things that I was.
You know what I felt like, babes? Here's a good analogy for it.
Okay.
You ever watch a TV show and you have your main cast of characters?
Yes.
Let's take Friends, for example, because even though I don't really watch it, I know that's your thing.
Yeah.
So they have the 6 main, protagonists of the series.
Yes.
And then once in a while, they'll have a guest star who comes in, says something funny, and leaves.
Yeah.
I wasn't like David Schwimmer on Friends. I was like that guy from The Office that David Schwimmer works in, who comes in, says something funny, leaves, and then a year later you'll see him again.
the one person that worked with Monica.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, and for example, John Lovitz guest starred on it twice.
Yeah. I'm like John Lovitz.
You're like John Lovitz.
Like everybody,
a recurring like a guest star that.
Yeah, everybody remembers Courtney Cox, but how many people... Ouch! It's a Portland accent. How many people remember John Lovitz from Friends? Well, if you're a big Friends fan, maybe, but not that many people really know that one. And I know because I'm dating a big Friends fan over here.
Yeah, you're completely wrong on that. But
what do you mean?
That nobody thinks about John Lovitz.
On Friends, I'm saying, babes. People know I know who John Lovitz is from other stuff. But what I'm saying is the general public when they see John Lovix, they don't think, oh, I loved your work on Friends. They think of, like, The Critic or Saturday Night Live.
Who says that they don't think about that? I mean, some people are like, oh, I thought he was really funny when he guest starred on such and such.
Okay, when the Friends cast negotiated for, like, $1 million an episode, did John Lovix get that?
Well, I'm sure that they talk about all the guest stars that they have.
No,
like,
babes.
You're not listening to me, Bubs.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you tend to assume stuff, is all I'm saying.
Well, when they talk about the cast of Friends on, like, Entertainment Tonight or whatever shows they have out now, do they say, you know, Jennifer Aniston, all these people, and John Lovix got this huge deal for the 9th season? No. Because he was on 2 episodes.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that they never talk about their guest stars.
No.
I mean, and I'm not talking about them as protagonists. I'm talking about, you know, you're acting as if they never talk about their guest stars. Is what I'm saying.
No, but I'm trying to make an analogy, babes.
Okay.
Is that, okay, let me put it to you this way.
Okay.
If you had a choice.
Yeah. Between
meeting Jennifer Aniston or meeting John Lovix and you could only meet one, who would you meet?
I don't know, either one.
Okay.
Loves, okay. You're not doing very good with this.
Well, I feel you're purposely trying not to get this. What I'm saying, babes.
I am not purposely trying to get this, not to get this. I think that I really don't get this.
Okay. During the Friends reunion.
Yeah.
Do you think that John Lovix came out and sat down with the main cast?
I don't know, because I didn't see it.
What do you think, though?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay. I'm not John Lovix, because apparently he was essential to the Friends universe.
Yeah, I mean, he was only there for...
I know, that's what I thought, but you're making it sound like he got paid as much as they did.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that at all.
Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm not like John Lovix, but I'm like another guest star from Friends who you see once or twice, but he's not really part of the main cast. That's what I felt like, what I was like in the blind community.
Like you're not a supporting character. You're just, you just get on there once in a while.
Yeah, I come there, I say a memorable line, and, you know, people are like, oh, Rick, that's great. And then they forget about me 5 minutes later. And when they do the reunion of everybody from the blind community in Oregon gets together, it's like, oh, I guess we forgot to invite Rick, you know, and it's not even like really brought up.
Or do you feel like, and it doesn't even have to be Friends, like those shows where they have the story arcs and somebody is there for that one story arc and then they leave?
That's actually an interesting analogy.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like maybe I don't want to be like Tuco on Breaking Bad. I don't know why. I'm like Mike on Breaking Bad.
Oh, Mike?
Yeah.
Blondie?
No, I'm Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. I'm sorry. I was thinking about The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly because you mentioned Tuco, and that's a...
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I would like to be like Mike. I don't know if I'm as cool as he is.
Yeah, because there's been some story arcs on shows where there's a guy on there, like for example, Ally McBeal, okay? Robert Downey Jr. was there for a story arc. Callista Flockhart, her character was dating, I forgot what his name was, and he was her main boyfriend for a while, and then he left.
You know who I'd like to be like? You know who I might actually kind of be like?
What?
As far as the blind community for, you know, teenagers in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Is Garrick from DS9. Maybe I'm like that.
Robinson.
Great actor.
He's so funny on that show. You don't even know what to think about him. He's charming as a tailor. He's funny, but you don't know if you can trust him.
Yes.
Because he's a spy. Yeah. He very witty. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I always felt like I was a part of it because I went to school with kids that were blind. I was also a part of, a classroom when I was in preschool with people with disabilities, even though I was the only blind person there. So yeah. I got exposed really quickly. And then I went to blind camps and, I wasn't officially like really thrust into the blind community until I went to a blind school for 2 years. So I really had a lot of exposure.
Nice. So if I was Garrick, you might have been Esri Dax.
Esri Dax? Yeah. No, I wasn't like... No, but Esri Dax was like thrust into it like...
Oh, okay, that's a good point.
Thrust into it.
Yeah. Maybe you're Major Kira.
Major Kira. I suppose that could be, or maybe, no, I wasn't Dax, so I wasn't like super, super smart or anything.
Okay.
Dax seems to know a lot about everything.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It becomes unbelievable.
Maybe I was like, Counselor Troy. I don't know.
Okay. I could see that.
You know what I mean? Like I was there. I wasn't necessarily like super popular, but everybody knew who I was.
The Counselor Troy character to me, it's such like a lefty hippie type of character, right?
Yeah.
Because she's on this ship and half of her job is saying, well, I'm sensing negative emotions from this person.
And I'm not at all saying that my personality would be like her.
No, but I get what you're saying, but I always, when I got older, I realized a hippie must have come up with this character. I know that there's some negative emotions in the room. I can tell that you're sad.
I know.
What I'm gathering from this person is what they really mean.
What they really are trying to say.
Yes.
If you listen carefully, what she's trying to tell you is, and it's like, and it's kind of like gotten into conversations now where people don't want to tell the truth, right? And
what do you mean?
Well, not tell the truth, but like, we've talked about PC culture a lot. And I don't know if hippies are like that necessarily, but have you noticed that when they talk like that, it's like, oh, I have to, as you said, make space or hold space.
Rather, no, right? That's kind of like newer lefties. Old hippies are very much for freedom of thought and the marketplace of ideas.
Are they?
Yeah, because I was educated by old hippies.
Oh, so like the how she's saying is it's not like she doesn't want anyone to tell the truth.
It's not like she doesn't want anybody to tell the truth, but what it is, she's expressing how she feels about their emotions.
Okay.
And that's very much like a hippie type of thing.
It does sound like that, actually.
Yeah.
It really does.
I love older libs. I do.
Okay.
I do. I love older libs because in some ways I feel like I'm an old lib.
Well, you're old.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding.
What does that make you?
I'm just kidding. You're not old yet.
No, but I do feel like I'm pretty much an old lib as far as philosophy goes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes, but we've gone down that rabbit hole before.
Ad nauseum.
You brought us back here this time, babes.
Uh-oh.
That's on you, Jaylo.
So what do you think this year, if possible, that you would like to do to be more involved in the blind community, if possible?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't know, to be honest. I've thought about going back to some NFB meetings. Oh, yeah, I know. They're like blind church. And that's one of the jokes me and my friends have, is it's the church for blind fuckers. But
okay,
I do think that there is some benefit to being involved in an organization.
I would call it a cult. That's what I would call it.
Right, but you asked me what I would do.
I know.
And now, having said that, since you're my girlfriend, I'm probably going to drag you to church with me.
A cult meeting. That's what I would call it. A cult meeting. No, you're dragging, kicking and screaming.
You know,
there's people I really don't want to see.
You have Moses in the church. We have Jacobus Tenbrook. You have Jesus. We have Jernigan, right? So
I wouldn't consider him Jesus.
No, babes, I'm making an analogy here.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't see it that way. But...
I'm getting in your way of this, Bob.
Oh. All right. Okay. Go on.
And that might be something I can do, is go to NFB meetings later this year, not tomorrow.
Oh.
But also, it's weird. I do have a lot of friends in the blind world.
Yeah.
Most of them are disconnected from the greater blind world, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do you have to go to meetings?
No, but if I want to get more involved, you asked me what I would do. I'm just throwing out an idea.
No. I understand. No. I'm not judging you for that. I'm just saying,
well, maybe if John Lovix would have gone to more Lisa Kudrow meetings, he would have gotten paid more on Friends. Even though, according to Jaylo, he's like one of the most popular Friends people ever.
I never said that. I like it when you put words in my mouth when I never said them.
Yes, let me see, it's Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow,
it's Cox,
Jennifer Aniston, David Schwimmer, John Lovix, Matthew Perry, and Matt LeBlanc.
No, it's not John Lovitz. It's not John Lovitz, but it is the two Matts.
Nice. Very good, that show. Anyways, that's what I want to do. That's something I'm thinking about doing, not that I want to do.
Okay.
But here's this weird thing. So I can be upset that I wasn't involved in the blind community as a kid. However, in some ways I am involved now because I have a lot of blind friends.
Yeah. So, why do you have to go to a meeting to get more involved in the blind community?
You asked me what I could do.
I know. I'm just asking you a question.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you a question. I need a kiss.
No.
Why not?
Oh, you're being a little short, bub.
I'll show you. Give me a kiss.
Oh. I was just asking you a question.
Well, I gave you an answer.
Snappy.
You're like, I when you that, Bob.
Snappy.
Yes.
Yeah, you are actually. But I mean, something that would make you feel more a part of it is what I mean.
Yeah, that's something I could do.
Yeah.
Yes. And maybe get more blind friends, but there's a lot of losers in the blind community.
Some of them, unfortunately, some of them really do need to get out more.
And there's also a lot of cool people.
There are. You just have to pick them. That's the one thing. And it doesn't matter what community it is. You really have to pick them. Yeah,
like I'll have conversations with some blind people and walk away thinking, "Are you really that dense?"
Exactly. I've had that happen to me too many times.
Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people who would say the same thing about me too, right?
Right.
Yes.
Well, we can't win them all.
No, we can't.
We can't. Not everyone will like us. I know. But yeah. That's happened to me many times.
I'm sure I have some haters in the blind world. Who hates me in the blind world? I'm not going to say any names. I know I have haters in the poetry world.
Oh.
Because I've been told that. But I've had a couple of friends tell me that I over-exaggerate how many people hate me in the blind community.
I think you do.
Yeah, like some people say, "Oh, Rick, that person actually really, I know you're saying that they hate you, but I've talked to them and they actually really like you, but they're just a little bit different from you."
Right. They don't know how to handle.
Yeah. Okay, I got a couple of names of people in my head who I'm not going to say who are haters of mine in the blind community.
We're probably going to talk about this later, right?
What?
About who they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of them I used to date when I lived in Colorado.
Oh.
Yep.
In the blind community.
In the blind community. I almost said where she works.
Oh,
I'm not going to say that. No, but you know what happened, babes? So this was a girl I dated in Colorado who we didn't date for long. I want to clarify that. We never, But what had happened was she asked me if I was a Christian. This was during a makeout session.
Oh, I already know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but let me tell the story, babes.
I know she didn't really date you. You just went on 2 dates.
We went on a couple of dates.
And then she found out that you weren't, and then she dumped her butt.
We never...
Or actually, she didn't dump her butt.
Let me tell the story, babes.
You told it ad nauseum.
Not here, though, babes. We were making out with our clothes off. And she said, "Are you a Christian?" I said, "No, but I'm open to exploring new ideas."
You have to say that.
I'm giving context.
I know, but you have to give any... Okay, go on.
Okay. So we go out a couple of days later. Now, I also want to say, we met at a house party that somebody who I'm still really good friends with threw. Now, for some context, my buddy is a very, very conservative Christian. Now, why am I saying this? Because when the subject of this girl came out, he's like, "She's very attractive, but I couldn't date her. She's too much of a Bible thumper for me," which I thought was weird because he's super into that world. So I go out to have dinner. Did we have dinner? I think we might have had dinner. I don't remember. We had dinner and we're talking about religion. And she's kind of turned off by the fact that I'm an agnostic.
Mm-hmm.
I walk her back to her place, go home. My friend calls me and said that he got off the phone with her and she was very upset with this. So then she starts to blow me off. Now, there's a difference between somebody not being into you as a person versus you think that they probably have a problem with you. So here's where that comes in.
Okay.
About a year later, my buddy, I almost said his name, is having a birthday party. I go there. It's me, him, like one or two other people, and that girl. And I'm the only one at the party that she didn't talk to.
Wow. So she like literally avoided you.
She went out of her way to blow me off in a small crowd. And my friend and I are very close. So it's not like he was ignoring me or not acknowledging the fact that I was there. He was very much in, oh, Rick's here. You know, he's one of my good friends. And she completely ignored me.
That's just rude.
Yeah.
I mean, if she, okay, so I don't know this girl and it's probably a good thing I don't, but I think that if she would have said something like, well, I know that you're not a Christian, but can we still, you know, is it possible for us to still be friends? Cause it's not going to work for me. That would have been probably more understandable to you, instead of her just completely, blowing you off and ignoring you. I think that's really rude.
I think that she doesn't like me.
I think it's extremely rude.
Yes.
And I think that, if she really wanted to show someone the love of Jesus Christ, that's not the way you do it. And I think it's extremely rude.
Yes, yes.
And this is coming from a fellow Christian too. I would say that. I mean, that's just rude.
So the irony, babes, the night where we had the hot and heavy makeout session, she told me that she actually used to live in Portland.
Oh, that's weird.
So there's a possibility that she knows people out here, or she knew people who I know. And by the way, she's since had a falling out with my buddy.
Oh.
And I'm not going to get into that because that's their business.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Yes.
Well, it's, well, that's terrible. I think it's rude that she would do that to you. And I think it's, I mean, especially if, and she didn't give you a warning and say that, oh, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
No, it was really weird. So after the second date, she said we should definitely get together for dinner. And you know me, for creative stuff, I was worse. I would text people all the time. But when it comes to girls, I'll call or text like 2 or 3 times. And then I'll get the message and like, she's not really interested. And the times I would reach out to her would always be like, oh, I'm tired, or I don't know about getting together. So finally I just stopped reaching out. But for real, my friend did say that she had, an issue with me on the phone that night after we went out for an actual meal. Wow. And the issue was around me not being a follower of Jesus Christ.
Well, I could have completely blown you off too, but I also, I mean, I don't know if you would just, if I would have said, hey, would it be okay if we were just friends? I mean, like 3 years ago. I don't know how you would have taken it, but I wouldn't have blown you off.
Thank you.
That's just mean.
Yes.
That's really mean.
Yes.
I just don't, that's, terrible. And, I don't want to come off as being, holier than thou, because that's what it sounds like to me that she was being that way. And that's terrible.
Yes.
I think that's very, very bad.
Thank you, babes.
And it makes, it makes, people like myself have a really bad name.
Yes.
And, I hope I never meet her.
I almost said her name as I was giving this.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I hope I never meet this woman.
Yeah. And she, I'm sure, listen, she has people who loved her or love her. She's still alive, I hope.
Yeah, she probably is.
So she has people who love her, and in other aspects of her life, I'm sure she's a great person. It's just, she didn't take kindly to your man, Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she did the night we were making out.
Oh, Bubs, why do you always have to talk about...
Stop! Stop! What was that for?
Bubs!
What was that for?
No, seriously, Bubs, every time we talk about ex-girls, it's like, oh, the makeout section. All the time, Bubs.
Sorry, babes, I didn't know.
Bubs.
What?
At least ask me if you're going to talk about that. At least ask me if it would be okay to mention it.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeez.
But it happened to me, not to you.
I know, but Bubs.
What? All right, give me a kiss.
Bubs, come on.
What?
Come on, Bubs. Just think about it for a minute.
Okay. For a minute. And meantime, give me a kiss.
Shall we?
You know what it was, babes? I was so excited about how big of a part John Lovick's was in Friends that I couldn't think about anything else. I can guess.
Oh my goodness.
I love you, babes.
Who knows? This person might be listening to the podcast.
Oh, I don't think she even cares about.
She probably, I don't know. I don't know who listens to our podcast.
You know what thought I just came up in my head, babes?
What is that?
Okay, so you went to the blind school in Vancouver.
Yes.
You're roughly around this girl's age. Now, I know that she went to school in Colorado, obviously, and then she moved out here later. I wonder if there's
Portland?
Yeah, she moved to Portland for a couple years.
Oh, okay, but she's not here anymore.
No, she moved to Portland and then she moved back to Colorado. And I met her after she moved back.
Right.
I'm wondering if there's a chance that you've ever met her.
I highly doubt that. I don't think I've met... I almost said her name too. I don't think I've met any blind person with that same name.
Nice.
I highly doubt that.
Well, good.
I did meet people in Colorado that were blind when I went there for my meet, but I don't think this person was involved in it. So I don't believe I would have known her.
I know that you know people who she knows, but I'm besides for me, and I'm not going to say anything.
I know people that she knows?
Yeah.
Oh.
And we're going to leave it at that.
Okay, well, you have to tell me about that later.
Yes.
All right.
Some things I'm not allowed to talk about. Jaylo.
Someone that I actually know.
Well, somebody you've talked to, but we can move past
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Jaylo.
Yeah.
I don't believe in New Year's resolutions.
I don't either. Anymore.
But we kind of talked about some things I could do going forward. For example.
Yeah.
Yesterday I mentioned that I'm going to be... Something kind of caught in my throat.
Ugh.
But I'm going to be doing the artist way again, and perhaps I'll go to some NFB meetings this year.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any goals that you want to accomplish in 2022?
Yes, of course. The one goal that we've talked about many times is that I want us to finally finish the book, because there was a lot of time that was time lapses.
Tune in.
No, our book.
Oh, yes.
No, not tune in.
Okay.
Our book.
Sorry, go ahead.
Because I need to finish that one part that I have had some writer's block on. Number 2, I'm hoping that there will be some performance opportunities, and also there's a job opportunity that the both of us will be starting. I'm not going to mention about a whole lot about that, and that's exciting.
Yes.
Different, exciting, and then what else? I would love to take lessons this year.
As far as flute goes.
Yes, I would love to take more flute lessons, because I feel like it's been really, really hard for performance opportunities in the last almost 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And I want to get back into it.
Nice.
I really do. I really, really do. I want to put my degree to good use, even if I don't work in the field. I want to do that. I want to join an ensemble or take more lessons and perform in recitals stuff. really get back into it. I think it would be great.
I want to say, babes, if you are having writer's block,
yes,
you are more than welcome to join me and my friend, even though I didn't double check with him, and do The Artist's Way with us.
No.
The book is on Bard, so you get to download it.
I know, but it's just going to take up so much of my life. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm being honest. I don't want, I mean, it just seems like too much of a commitment.
Wow.
I just don't feel like right now is the right time to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do it.
Okay. Well, I offer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate that, though.
Thank you, babes.
Yeah.
Yes. Jaylo.
Yes.
We are almost done with the first season of Ted Lasso.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the 2 episodes yesterday? Would you like me to give a very brief recap?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't remember the names of towns, but I think that they went to Liverpool.
Yes, they did.
To
compete
against another team, and they haven't won in Liverpool for something like 60 years. Mm-hmm. That's a great
60 years.
60 years. There's a great part of it where one of the announcers says, and Richmond hasn't won here since Elvis Presley had the number one song with "It's Now or Never." The team is despondent, but Ted's in a good mood, and except for the fact that his wife Michelle needs the divorce papers to continue on,
and she's been texting him and calling him about that.
Meanwhile, Keely is staying with Rebecca, and her friend Florence comes to town. Rebecca's old friend. Flo,
yeah.
They have a very interesting relationship. Yeah. Eventually, the three of them are at dinner. I love this scene. Rebecca goes to pay the bill and do something else.
Yeah.
And Keely starts talking with Flo, and Flo says, "Hey, if you like her, you're gonna love the real Rebecca." And she's like, "Yeah, Rebecca's serious, but she also has a silly side to her too.
And she's a great singer."
Yeah. Okay. Flo ends up running into Ted when he's looking for a fax machine. She hits on him. Everybody goes off, does their own thing, and Richmond wins the game.
And they're all happy.
They go out to karaoke. Rebecca introduced Ted officially to Flo in the locker room.
Yep.
So, now, she knows, Rebecca knows that Flo is into Ted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roy and Keely start catching feelings for each other.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Ted goes home back to the hotel at the end of the night after a panic attack. Keely has Roy walk her back to the hotel room. He kisses her and leaves.
Yeah.
Flo comes to Ted's room and they make love, and that's the end of that episode.
Right, that was interesting.
Next one is a continuation. Flo's in bed. Ted says he got her a late checkout.
And got her some coffee.
Yep. Team goes back to, where are they from? Manchester?
Manchester, yeah.
Okay.
Manchester, that's what it was. I thought it was London. It was Manchester.
I think it's a city in London. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a part of England, but I'm not sure.
Like, I failed geography, and not just like it was like close.
We'll ask the devices.
When I say I failed geography, no, I really failed geography. It was not like I almost got an A, but I got one answer kind of wrong. No, it was like if I got 10 answers more right, I'd still maybe would have gotten a D.
Well, I'll ask the devices afterwards.
Okay. In any event, everybody's back. Roy and Keely are not really sure what's going on. She ends up sleeping with Jamie, and then things get settled between her and Roy, and they go out on a date.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Rebecca has to meet with some minority owners of the team.
The Milk Sisters.
Yeah. Ted goes along with her, and it turns out that young Rebecca got funding from, what's homeboy's name? Rupert, to buy out the Milk Sisters. And I love her line where she's like, I always thought I'd pay off my student loans before I owned a sports team. Or football team. Or
I remember, I have to mention a line that I thought was kind of funny.
Tell me.
When When Rupert's like, "Oh, I'm afraid the Milk Sisters aren't going to be here," and then Ted's like, "Why? Did they expire?"
No, it's great.
Corny but funny.
Yeah. The four of them sit down. Rupert buys drinks for the entire bar.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I'm going to be in the owner's box from now on. And whenever they ask me how I think the team is doing, I'm going to give them the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So Ted says to him, how does darts work? He throws a couple of darts and he doesn't land them right. And he says, okay, Rupert, let's make a deal. If I win this game against you, you can't be in the owner's box as long as Rebecca's running things.
Mm-hmm.
But if you win, you get to choose the starting lineup for the next 2 games. Rupert thinks this is an easy match. They do the darts games, and I love the speech Ted gives at the end of this, where he starts talking about some quote he read from Walt Whitman on his way to drop his little boy off from school.
Mm.
And he says, he's basically telling Rupert, you're a hater, and haters are never curious about other people. And if you would have been curious about me, you would have known. Yeah, and you would have known that I played darts with my dad at a local bar from the time I was 10 until he died when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then he beats Rupert.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca's starting to like this, and she's turning on her emotions on Ted.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, well, we should say, when Roy and Keeley were out on their date, Roy stole the film from this cameraman who was basically a paparazzi.
Ah, yeah.
Rebecca's in the office. She's talking with Higgins, who basically says, you can't ruin this team. Other people are involved. You're being a horrible person.
And he quits.
Yeah, but I love the thing that Rebecca says to him, hey, how good of a man were you being when you had every opportunity to tell me about what Rupert was doing, and you completely...
You didn't do it.
You didn't do it. You led me on.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like, you're the one, you didn't tell me what was going on at our house because he was cheating on her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why didn't you tell me that was going on at her house?
After Higgins quits,
mm-hmm.
Keeley walks in the room and says, we found these photos, and I know that you were the one who commissioned this. You either tell Ted or I'm going to. And that's where the episode ends.
Oh.
I really like these 2 episodes.
Yeah, me too.
What are you starting to feel about the show?
I still think Rebecca does have an evil streak.
Okay.
And I say this because all she really cares about now is really ruining Rupert's career, because he was the one who stepped out on their marriage and did all these things behind her back. But she also doesn't think, well, she's using Ted as a pawn for this. And Ted is just trying to get the team back on track. Because I don't know how it was before Ted, but I'm guessing that nobody believed in that team for a very long time.
That I can't tell you.
Okay.
I don't know either.
I'm guessing that they didn't have a lot of what do you call it? They had many misfortunes, it sounds like.
Mm.
Because remember that joke about, well, they haven't won since Elvis Presley's...
Well, they hadn't won in Liverpool.
In Liverpool, I'm sorry. But they probably haven't had a very good winning streak before Ted Lasso.
Mm.
And Ted really wants to get to know the players, and even with Jamie, and he really wanted to know what made Jamie tick. And he even expressed his sadness because now Jamie's off of the team because of Rebecca. She transferred him, right?
Yep.
And he's upset with that because he really wanted to get to know Jamie for the person that he is, not for the star player. And all he wants to do is to get this team back on track. I do think that Keeley is really showing her true color, that she actually does care for people.
Well, I never thought that Keely didn't care for people. I just thought that she was a little bit weird.
I thought she was weird, but I think she sincerely does care about what happens with Ted.
Yeah, like I never saw Keely as a hater or anything.
I just thought she was kind of strange. I didn't know if she was going to be like Jamie.
No.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Rebecca for a minute.
Okay.
I agree with almost everything you said. So before I say that, let me tell you this. We don't have to wait until the last scene of this season for Rebecca to tell Ted. I will let you know. She tells him in the next episode that she was plotting against him.
Oh, okay.
And I'm very interested to see what you think of his reaction.
Really?
Yes. And I don't want to say too much else until then.
Okay.
You said that all she cares about is ruining the team.
Rupert.
Is ruining Rupert, and that means ruining the team. I think that was true at the beginning of the season, but I'm not sure how accurate that is at the end of episode 8, where we are. Because by now, she's met Ted's family.
Yes.
She's grown closer to Keely. I think that that's still mostly what she cares about.
Yeah.
But I think that she's starting to see things differently.
I think little by little, yes.
Mm-hmm. There's a great scene in episode 7 where she's hanging out with Flo and she says, I would have, so Flo has a daughter. And,
Nora, yeah.
And that's, Rebecca's goddaughter. And we get the feeling that they were very close.
Yes.
Until she got more obsessed with Rupert.
Yes,
right?
yes. Mm-hmm.
And she says, I would have contacted you and Flo, but it was just Rupert. Flo basically calls her on her shit and says, yeah, Rupert may have built this tower that you stayed in, but you climbed every step by yourself.
Mm-hmm. And I think she said something along the lines of, but now you have to own up to it
mm-hmm.
and make amends.
What did you think of that scene? Because I love it.
That's a great scene. And I think she was very much right to call her out and say, hey, you weren't here for us. So now you have to make amends for the time that you lost. Yeah.
So I think Rebecca is somebody who is bitter, but these things are conspiring. The universe is conspiring to make her a better person, in my opinion. But we're going to see what happens with that. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, I'm thinking, oh, she's a wretched woman.
Yeah. I think she was at the beginning, but she's also a wretched woman because she was in a bad marriage.
I also think, as far as Rupert goes, he really is a wretched guy.
Yeah.
I think he's very surly and mean and spiteful and, he really, I don't believe he cares right now about who he's hurting because think about it. I mean, it's like he is now engaged to young Rebecca, which is like a slap in the face to
old Rebecca.
It's like, well, I found a younger and a hotter Rebecca and it's not you. I just love that one part when Keely's like, do I have to spell it out for you? I mean, she's no longer, you're not Rebecca. You're old Rebecca now. What a slap in the face. I mean, really. It could have been another person's name, but it was Rebecca.
That's right.
And they call her Bex.
Yep.
And he calls her Bex. It's just, wow. It just kind of like pokes fun at the, of adultery and how bad it is, but it pokes fun at it because it's like, well, of all the people you could choose, why would you choose someone with the same name as your ex-wife?
Yeah.
Did she look like her? The younger one?
I mean, it's hard for me to tell. I guess they maybe look similar, but it's, I'm still a blind guy at the end of the day.
Okay.
Well, you're allowed to ask me.
I know.
But I'm allowed to say how it really is.
Oh.
No. I'm glad you are starting to enjoy the show. And I was a little bit shocked yesterday because I never looked at the rating of the show, and apparently it is TVMA.
And I knew that from the beginning, from the very first episode.
Okay.
That it was not a family show.
I think it's a family show, but being a family show doesn't mean that it's, whenever most people talk about family shows, what they're trying to say is it's suitable for somebody of the age of 6 or
No,
younger.
it's not true.
Okay.
It's suitable for anybody, including little kids. It's inclusive. It's not just for adults, and this is clearly for adults.
Wow, I think I could watch this with a little kid.
Really, with string of F-bombs and suggestive sexual innuendos.
How are children made, babes? Are they made through...
Yeah, but I mean, it's not age appropriate is what I'm trying to say.
Give me an example of a family show that both little kids and adults can enjoy.
Certainly. Webster. The Facts of Life. Let's see. For sure Full House, because I've watched it when I was a kid. Let me think. There's so many.
Okay, let me rephrase the question, because all the shows you're saying now I associate with little kids. Give me an example of a family show that little kids and I could enjoy.
I'm not talking about stuff right now though. Well, I did watch a little bit of Cheers when I was a kid, but I didn't understand it.
I love Cheers.
I know. A little too much.
Oh my goodness.
Like, let's see. Like, well, I guess if you're thinking about the beginning years of The Simpsons.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Like the beginning years of The Simpsons, adults and kids could watch it.
That's actually a really good example, because I loved it as a kid, and I've watched the beginning years of The Simpsons, and some of it doesn't hold up, but a surprisingly high amount of it is still really good.
Yeah.
Would you consider The Twilight Zone a family show?
Yes, I would.
Okay, I would too.
Yes, I would. I also would, and I know you probably haven't watched this, but The Muppet Show. Because The Muppet Show is for kids, but they also have a little bit of, they also sneak a little bit of adult humor in it.
I know adults who are like reasonably intelligent people.
Yeah.
Who still enjoy The Muppet Show. And I've never seen
I do
it.
too.
Yeah.
I do too. I mean, they aren't just, it's not just funny, but kids get it and adults get it. And the humor isn't so, adult oriented that kids can't watch it.
I guess, and I'm also skipping over the big one, Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek. See, now you're understanding it. You see, because Star Trek, the themes are not so adult like that kids can't get it.
But if you're an adult, you can really enjoy it on a different level.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. Wow, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That was a really loud sneeze.
Whoa. Yes.
Kind of hurt too.
Oh.
Anyway, I've been sneezing big lately.
I know.
I'm
a little bit concerned.
Why?
Well, because when you had cancer, granted we didn't know each other at the time, but you said that it started off with sneezing.
No, coughing.
Oh, coughing. They're close cousins though.
It's different though.
Okay.
It's different. I don't sneeze like several times in a row.
Nice.
But no, there's nothing wrong. I'm okay.
I hope so.
I am.
Okay.
I just went to the doctor like in September.
Yeah, but they didn't do chest x-rays and
Oh my goodness.
But I still love you.
No, I went in August. Yeah, I just went there in August. August or September, somewhere around there. Anyway,
hopefully you'll still be with us in 2023.
I will.
Okay. And I am glad that you're starting to get into Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Are you excited now that you know that the big reveal to Ted comes in the next episode?
Yeah, I'm interested to find out how he takes it, because he was very, he tried so hard to make Rebecca happy with what he was doing, including forming the shape of her name using the football players the soccer players. Football players, yeah.
I'm very excited to have a discussion tomorrow about how you feel about his reaction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to say about that right now. Jaylo.
Okay.
Babes.
Yes.
We made baked potatoes for dinner yesterday.
It was delicious.
It was.
So I was a little bit concerned. I'll have to say that, because before you got over here, I noticed that they started to sprout at the ends of it. And I'm like, oh no. So I looked it up and it said that if they start to sprout, eat them right away as long as you take out the sprouts. But not when they like get out of control like they were the last time. But they turned out really good, and we had some leftover cake afterwards.
Yep. I grated some cheese.
It was really good.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. Yes.
So now we were going to watch Apocalypse Now and My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
And I was down for that, but Jaylo had some objections.
I did.
But we might watch Apocalypse Now in the future.
Yeah.
I do think it's a film that should be watched.
Yeah. I would also like to see Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes, because I've never seen that yet.
I hear you. We'll get there soon. So I was a little bit disappointed, and we were going through the movie list, and then we picked a movie that's been getting a lot of press recently called Don't Look Up.
Yes.
I wasn't sure what to think about this movie because at first I was hearing really bad things about it, but within the last few days, I've been starting to hear a lot more positive stuff about the movie.
And I wasn't too, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it because I don't watch a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio stuff. A few here and there, but I'm not really, and, I didn't know if I was going to like it either. Because
it is a very lefty film.
It is very lefty.
But it's really well done.
And I didn't know how it was going to turn out either.
Even Jaylo, who hates the left, loved this movie. Maybe you don't hate the left. Maybe that's wrong.
I hate the politics is what I'm saying. Okay. I don't necessarily hate the people, because there are some lefties that I can get along with.
Nice.
So I don't hate everybody, but, I don't like the politics, but let's move on to the movie.
I'm a little bit torn because I want to do a recap of this film, but not everybody's seen it. So I'm going to make this we're just going to say basic stuff.
Yeah.
And then maybe go through specific scenes afterwards.
Yes.
Only because it literally just came out like a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio is a scientist out of Michigan, and his student is played by Jennifer Lawrence. I don't remember her name.
Kate DiBiase.
Kate DiBiase. And Kate discovers this meteorite that's entering our solar system.
Yep.
They do some statistical analysis, realize that we have about 6 months until the meteor hits the Earth. DiCaprio's character's name?
His name is Randall Mindy.
Okay.
He's a professor.
Yep. Randall has a friend who used to work for NASA, and I forgot this guy's name. He was really good in the movie.
Dr. Oglethorpe?
Dr. Oglethorpe.
Is that him? Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I'm horrible with names.
I think it was Dr. Oglethorpe.
Okay. We're going to go with that. Oglethorpe gets them a meeting with the White House. The first day they go, they're not allowed to get in. I realize I'm giving a lot away. So I'll try to be more precise.
Yeah.
They eventually see the president. And so Meryl Streep plays the president. Jonah Hill is her son and assistant. I'm not a huge Jonah Hill fan.
I'm not either.
But
he was funny in Superbad, I will say that.
Well, Superbad, he's amazing. And he puts in some great performances once in a while. He's great in this film. And he was one of the best things about Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, wow.
Which is another Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Okay, wow.
I could recommend that film based on his performance alone.
Yeah.
There's other stuff about the movie that's great too. But anyways, the president kind of doesn't want to believe it. So Kate goes on TV with Leonardo to talk about the meteorite, to this morning show. And I'm going to skip ahead. Eventually the president decides to do something. But at the last minute, she pulls back because one of her big donors realizes that they can make money off the situation. Kate freaks out, and the world is kind of feeling very divisive because some people believe in the meteorite and some don't.
Yeah.
Or the comet.
There's the don't look up crowd and the just look up crowd.
Yeah. And eventually the scientists get a group of people from different countries to agree to attack this comet if the U.S. isn't going to do it.
Yeah.
The problem is, Meryl Streep's big money donor is so powerful that he destroys one of the labs working to stop the comet in Russia.
The donor is Peter, I think, right?
Yeah, the guy with the weird voice.
Yeah.
Kate ends up meeting this guy who's kind of a burnout. And Kate's like an atheist, but this guy's like a Christian.
Or that he grew up in a Christian...
No, he says that he believes in God, but he doesn't want her to tell anybody.
What is a burnout?
A burnout is somebody who just kind of gets high and,
So he has no direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually Leonardo has a falling out with the White House. Kate and him meet up with the guy and they travel back to Leonardo's estranged wife.
Yeah.
Fogelthorpe comes there.
You're forgetting something too.
Oh, I didn't want to give everything away.
I know. But there are some things that...
What did I not mention? I'm sure I didn't forget it.
I don't know if this really is, important in the recap, but, there, something happens where Randall gets involved with,
the talk show.
The talk show host, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I didn't want to give everything.
All right.
Okay. And if you don't know, now you know. So everybody, all the cool kids meet up at Leonardo's wife's place.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't you know it, the big money donor was wrong.
Yeah.
And they should have stuck with the scientist.
Right.
Meryl Streep leaves with the scientist. Everybody goes out of the room except for Jonah Hill. He's like, they're going to come back. And Meryl Streep boards a spaceship headed off of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Comet comes. I love the part of the movie where everybody's having dinner, right? Kate,
Kate,
Randall, his family, and they're
Yep.
saying what they're thankful for.
Yeah.
Then the comet hits and everybody on Earth dies. It's implied that Meryl Streep gets off the planet, but we don't know how successful they're going to be. Like, my kind of feeling is that, they may have made it off of Earth, but they're not going to last long because it's all theoretical that they could go someplace else.
Right.
It's never really been done before.
Right, and we don't know what happens to the donor, and we don't know what happens to her son.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that we don't know about.
Which I think is kind of good.
Oh.
There are parts of this movie that remind me of a trilogy that I love called The Last Policeman.
Mm-hmm.
I love that there wasn't a last minute miracle in this movie. Because I think if this was a theatrical release instead of a Netflix original, they would have had to be saved at the end.
It would have been completely Hollywood.
Yeah. Like they would have found some last minute cure. Like maybe at the last minute, okay, the scientist, the rich guy fails, but Leonardo does some last minute calculations and throws a bottle rocket into the air and saves everybody. Right. I'm super glad they didn't go that route.
Yeah, it would have been like every other sci-fi comedy.
Yeah. I would probably give this film maybe a 9.
Wow.
What would you give it?
At least an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
There's a chance that I'm going to watch this again by myself.
Oh, wow.
I could definitely see this, watching this again.
Yeah, there was a lot of funny parts in it, how they were like going back and forth and all these weird memes. What about the one scene when there was this lady that was doing a commercial about what happens when the comet comes down?
Yes.
And all the programs that I want my kids
the
company has, yeah.
That's great. I love too when they're about to go on the morning show for the first time and there's the singer and Leonardo tries to say,
Riley Bina.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about your relationship. And she's like, fuck off. Right? And then she goes on the show and her man calls into it and
her ex, yeah.
And proposes to her.
It's like, oh yes, of course, Chell.
At the end of it, they do a benefit for the people who are the look up crowd. And she does a song where she's like, we're all going to die soon.
Just look up. Yeah.
Yes. That was great.
Oh, wow.
I love near the end of the movie where Jonah Hill gives a speech about how I think it's so great that everybody wants to pray.
But I just want to say a prayer for the stuff because, people have really nice apartments and there's all this stuff and it's like, I don't want the stuff to go away.
Yes.
But then I'm thinking, well, the stuff is going to go away when you go away. So I mean, who would pray for that, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. Yeah, I just don't want this. I'm just going to say a prayer for stuff.
Yes. This works on so many different levels. So I know that you could obviously, Meryl Streep is very public of her contempt for Trump. So some people are going to say, well, she's obviously playing Trump. And I could see where somebody would think that.
I didn't, but, you know.
Well, what I'm about to say is, I don't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to just say this is an anti-Trump movie. But I think in some ways, yes, and the Don't Look Up crowd could also be the members of the Democratic establishment. Because they don't like to look at stuff either.
Uh-huh. I guess it could go either way.
Yeah, I think that this is an indictment on both establishment Democrats and Trump people. I
don't think it has anything to do with Trump people.
Really?
No.
But you would agree with me that this is a lefty movie?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, yes. I do agree it's a lefty movie. I think it's more with the environmentalists and the people that are not environmentalists.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. I would say that there's definitely anti-Trump stuff in this movie. Let's take Jonah Hill, for example.
Okay.
At one point, he's at a campaign rally and gives a speech about how, well, there's 3 types of people. There's the working class like you. There's the cool rich people like us.
Yeah.
And then there's everybody else.
Yeah.
I would say Trump supporters would consider him to be part of the cool rich people. Would consider Trump to be part of that class.
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
No.
Well, maybe it is just against about environmentalist people versus anti-environmentalist people.
I think it is. I really think it is. And then the cool rich donors.
Yeah, because, well,
or the rich donors. I don't know if they're cool or not, but
yeah, there are no cool rich donors. They're all corrupt. But I'm glad you like this because you're not an environmentalist, but you still enjoyed it too.
I wanted to see it for what it could be on both sides, or even 3 sides of the coin, if you think about it. Mm. You got the rich donors, you got the environmentalists, and you also have the non-ones. But that's the way that I saw it.
Well, so let's find common ground, and I think there's a lot to with this movie. What does this film teach us about how rich donors are ruining our planet?
I don't know if they're ruining our planet, but they're not helping. They're not helping a lot. I mean, no, I will say this, that Peter, the guy who was a rich donor, really funny. I liked how he... remember when you were saying like, oh, maybe you'll die from this? Yeah. Because he was predicting... he was saying, trying to make predictions about how people are going to die as far as, with the comet and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was just hilarious. And how, what was that one part when the president contacted him and he's like, oh, okay. Everybody's fine. Everyone's cool. We're going to be fine. Even though they weren't. And he's like, oh, okay. He just kind of had like this, like, kind of a weird, nonchalant attitude about it. Because either way, Peter was going to be all right. He was going to be one of the guys on the spaceship. Right. Like, okay, everybody's fine. Yeah. He's going to be fine. He has enough money. He'll be okay. And rich donors in reality have a lot of sway over not only what gets done, but what gets debated in the public square. Right. So, and we could go from anything. We could say, well, the NRA lobby. We could say the pharmaceutical lobby. We could even say big tech. But I think it does a really good job commenting on the environmental movement and also how big donors to political parties are destroying our country. Mm. I think that this film was brilliant. It is. And I think that it can bring up a dialogue from both sides of the aisle, I guess. Yeah. It's not really discriminating against one side or another side. Because for real,
we might disagree on things like the environment. I fall more into the AOC camp with that. You already know that.
Mm-hmm.
But we can agree that big money in politics is wrong. Mm-hmm. And we can agree that the media is not on our side.
Right.
The mainstream media.
Exactly.
You know. Now, where we go from there might be some disagreements. But if we can start off with those things, then maybe we can find other things that we agree with.
Right.
You know.
And I do like that, you know, a lot of people can think of this movie in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yes. So we highly recommend it.
It's a good one.
Yes, yes. And then we watched My Fair Lady.
And we've watched it before. It's been a long time since I watched it, but I really very much enjoyed it.
I don't need to know if we really need to give a recap because everybody's seen it.
Well, why don't I just give the basic premise?
Do it.
Basic premise is Eliza Doolittle is one of those people that you would consider a gutter person. You know, she speaks with a very, I'm guessing it's like the Cockney accent.
That's my assumption. And
proper English folk in the movie don't think it's really bad grammar. And she's not not keen on manners. She's just like her dad, Alfie Doolittle. And no wonder, I mean, he talks just like her. He's just like that. And she's not a lady from a proper English standard. And she runs into Professor Henry Higgins, who does teach people about grammar and etiquette and things like that. And he very much wants to take her on as a project. And that's basically centers around his relationship with her and how you know her journey into becoming a lady.
That's a good analysis of the movie.
Yeah, and I don't want to go too far into it because if you haven't seen it, you should.
Yeah, and because the movie came out in 1964,
and it's a long one, but it's well worth it.
I couldn't even tell you how many times I've seen this movie. But the last time was maybe when I was 11 or 12.
Wow.
And one of the reasons this movie works is because Eliza, she goes through the hero's journey, right? She's a poor person who's caught up in the situation, leaves her community, betters herself, then kind of comes back in a way to the community and then leaves again for a better life. And
it's so interesting because when she goes back to her community, they don't recognize her.
Yeah.
She's a totally different person, and her own father doesn't recognize her.
What does this movie tell us about how change can not only impact our lives, but the people around us?
Oh, very much so. And it doesn't matter what kind of change it is. If it's a good change and they want to, a person wants to improve themselves, it's possible. It's almost like a Cinderella story in a way.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a total wallflower, and she has and Professor Higgins has helped her, and also Mr. Pickering has helped her blossom into somebody very, very different.
I told you this, I guess, early this morning, because it was after the movie, which we watched going into the New Year's, is that I don't read the Bible, but watching this movie again, I got the feeling that Eliza Doolittle is the prodigal daughter, right?
Right. Well, kind of. And I say kind of because when you read the story about the prodigal son goes away on his own, away from his family, and does whatever he wants. She's in some ways like that because she, sort of, because she doesn't really go away from she kind of goes away on her own, but doesn't really take, like, her dad's stuff. Because her dad's poor.
Oh, and the prodigal son took his dad's stuff.
Oh, yeah. He squandered all his money. He did everything that he wanted to do until he was broke.
Well, wait a second. We're assuming this. So the father, we get the sense from, has always been a drunk and never really done much with his life.
He wanted his daughter to support him.
But we don't know what potential this man may have had if he didn't have a daughter from a young age.
Mm.
So yeah, we're seeing the drunk version of him now, but maybe, yeah, he had issues as a younger man, but he may have overcome them if he didn't have a small child to look after.
Yeah, and I don't think he got married again, right? In the movie?
He did. Remember he sang that song, Get Me to the Church on Time?
Who did he marry, though?
I don't think we see her on camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wanted to look for a girl to marry, though.
No, I think he was engaged.
I don't think he was. Because they're talking about all if we get there early enough, we'll be around a bunch of single girls.
I think that's what his friend says, or he says it jokingly. I got the sense that he was about to get married.
Huh.
Yes.
Again.
Because he said, I'm getting married in the morning.
Yes.
Yes, so that implies that there's going to be a morning soon, and you're probably, it's going to end with you getting married.
Yeah, but he doesn't really talk about the girl, though.
Yeah, because, he has his own issues.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's an interesting idea of the victim.
Yeah.
Because it starts off, he's poor.
Yes.
And then, through a strange series of events, he doesn't become rich, but he becomes well established in the middle class. And yet he hates that.
Yeah.
Because now he's connected to people.
I like that one part when all the poor guys, I think they're the ones that were with Alfred's lot, they start singing "Wouldn't It Be Lovely," and that's when I think it's when Eliza Doolittle leaves Professor Higgins' place and runs off with Freddie for a while.
Mm-hmm. What does Freddie? I want to be careful how I phrase this. What does he teach us? Maybe I should say this with the story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up a girl, but nothing happened with me and the girl. I know Alana gets really weird when I do that.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Trigger warning, a girl's going to come up in the story, but nothing happened and there was no attraction. I wasn't attracted to her and she wasn't into me.
Okay.
Okay, I had a friend, a male friend, and there was a girl who was kind of in our social circle because of him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me and him were lower class, I guess you could say. Lower class.
Lower class, okay.
Yes. This girl was kind of attracted to him. She was, according to my friend, she was rich.
Okay.
She came from a good home, a good rich family. Which, when we all like that, but it's not the case.
Oh, I think I know where that is.
Yeah, I've talked about her before.
Yeah.
And so she would hang around us gutter snipes, right?
Yeah, like gutter snipes, yeah. It's a fun word.
She was kind of into being around poor people. I mean, at least that's the impression I got.
Yeah. But didn't, judge you for it or anything.
I don't know. If she did, that's her own thing.
Okay.
So what does Freddie teach us about rich kids and their fascination with poor people?
I thought he wasn't a rich kid, was he?
No, he was. He was just lazy, though.
Oh.
So he didn't work. And I got the sense that he was a trust fund baby. Oh. And maybe the money hadn't run out yet, but was going to soon. Because at one point, Eliza says, well, Freddie doesn't know the working life, but yet he's dressed all nice, and they meet him at a fancy event.
And she was saying, well, he does. Actually, I remember she saying, well, he doesn't have to work because I'm going to work instead. Yeah, I want to work to support him, which is kind of interesting.
That makes me think that he got family money that's maybe going to run out soon. Right. But what does he teach us about the rich kid and their fascination with poverty culture?
It's interesting. It's interesting, I'm this rich kid, but I'm in love with this peasant girl. Mm-hmm. And I want to be among the commoners. Yes. Because then I can thumb my noses at them. And I don't know. I mean, who knows? He seemed like a nice guy. But.
A little bit innocent, maybe.
A little bit innocent. I honestly think that he probably may have been in love with Eliza, but I think she knew that he I think eventually she knew that he wasn't the one for her.
Yes.
Even though I thought that they were going to get married, but I think that she knew that, well, I don't think it's going to happen.
I love that this movie doesn't end with Rex Harrison kissing Audrey Hepburn. It just ends with him saying, "Where are my slippers?"
Yeah.
That was great.
Where the devil are my slippers? And she's right there. She looks up and he looks up and she's like right there and he's like, "Eliza, where the devil are my slippers?" That's what happened I saw it live in Portland when I was a teenager, and I really thought the play was great. It wasn't quite as long as a movie, but it was a really good adaptation of the movie. And I think he asked the same question, "Where are my slippers?"
So, are we led to believe that they become a couple? Or just that he likes having her around?
It's possible that they do give in and end up marrying each other.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I also thought that she was going to possibly marry Mr. Pickering, because Colonel Pickering was so nice to her.
And plus he's older and has tons of money.
And he said, he made what did he say? Like when they were looking for her, he said, I think Mrs. Pierce was like, "I hope you do find her." And it's like, well, I think he said something like, "I won't rest until I do," or whatever.
Mm.
Or I forgot what he said, but it seemed like he always liked her.
What does this movie teach us about how success can ruin other aspects of our lives? So we have Henry Higgins, who lives in a very nice home.
Yes.
Has his own staff. We get the sense that this dude is loaded.
Yeah.
But has also put so much work into one aspect of his life, his career, that he can never find true love and has closed himself off to that possibility.
Yeah, I think you find out very quickly that he's kind of closed off to women, but, he thought he had this all figured out. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to fall in love. I'm just going to be a professor and that's it. Or, I'm just going to concentrate on teaching people grammar, how to speak, how to conduct themselves. Yeah, it's really interesting to think about that. That may have ruined aspects of his life.
Yeah.
Because he was so concentrated on diction, good grammar, good how you carry yourself, etiquette, that he didn't realize, I don't know, like, he was missing a lot. Yeah.
And you're playing with your box again.
It's basket.
Okay.
It's a basket, not a box.
Okay, babe.
There's a difference.
Yes. Is there anything else you want to say about My Fair Lady?
It's really good.
Yes.
Go watch it if you haven't seen it. It's great. I do agree, because you mentioned Julie Andrews several times when we talked about this movie. Mm-hmm. I think she would have been excellent. I honestly think she would have been better.
She would have been better.
Yes.
And from all accounts, Audrey Hepburn was a great lady, but she kind of fucked over your girl Julie with this movie.
Explain that.
Well, Julie Andrews basically had the part, and because not only had she played Eliza Doolittle in the play version, but Julie Andrews was on the come up. This was like right around the time of Sound of Music and all those films. I don't remember the exact story, but Audrey Hepburn had to do something to get the role. And then she tried to sing the parts in the movie. They eventually had to bring in Marnie Nixon because Audrey Hepburn couldn't cut it.
Couldn't sing, yeah.
Yeah. And that's no knock on her. It doesn't mean that she's a bad person, but it means in this situation, we were robbed of what I think would have been a greater performance.
I think you're right. I mean, how much greater would that film have been? Because Julie Andrews doesn't just know how to act, but she can sing.
Yes.
She could sing.
And she was used to the material
right.
in a real way that Audrey Hepburn wasn't.
Yes.
Because she had been engrossed in it for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
I had no idea that Audrey Hepburn was British.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Huh. Interesting.
Very good there, Jaylo.
Yes.
Babes.
Yeah.
Did you have any dreams last night?
I did not.
I did.
I thought I did, but I did not. I was gone though. I don't remember.
I had a dream that it was like a continuation of My Fair Lady.
Mm-hmm.
I was hanging out with this group of people at what was going to be the wedding of Henry Higgins and Eliza Doolittle.
Mm-hmm.
But I was with a crowd of people who we were dressed like it's the modern day in like a regular clothing.
Yeah.
And everybody else, dressed like in the movie.
Right.
And before the ceremony started, we started answering science questions to the people who were there to view the ceremony.
And I wasn't there, right?
I don't believe you were.
Okay, just you and a group of people. That's funny.
It was very odd, but that's how dreams are. I forgot to share a dream that I had earlier this week.
Yeah.
Involves you. You're in the hospital and me and you are hanging out in bed when some people come over.
In the hospital bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that it's kind of weird because I'm not sick. So I leave with them. Then for some reason I start throwing up and then that's when I wake.
What was I in the hospital for?
Oh, I don't know. Probably, various things.
Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes, Jay. Well,
okay.
Probably COVID.
Oh my goodness.
Is there anything else you want to say, babes, before we watch Ted Lasso?
Well, I do want to make a phone call.
Oh.
Yeah, and have a snack too.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. You're gonna call somebody and then eat a snack and then watch Ted Lasso.
Wait.
Yes. Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Oh my.
No. I gotta call my family.
Oh, with some Happy New Year.
Well, duh.
Oh, quick question, babes.
Yes.
We're not gonna go into everything now. But your family sometimes does some interesting ceremonies.
Oh my goodness. Ceremonies, well, I would call it, superstitious, traditions. Can I talk about them?
If you want to. I don't know how open you want to be with it.
Well, the one tradition I think is really weird, and I've done this since I was a kid, just because I didn't know any different. And, so, we have this thing where, my relatives will give me coins or something to put in my pockets that make noise. And when it's New Year's, one of my uncles would get out the pots and pans. And I think he's been doing this over the years where he'll start pounding on the pots and pans and they'll say Happy New Year. And then we'll start jumping up and down with coins in our pockets just for, just so that we would be, for the hope of getting more money this year or being more financially prosperous. But I never really believed it. I thought it was just funny.
The question I have for you is when you call them, do you have to pretend like you engaged in those ceremonies?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's just one of my, some of my relatives believe that if you eat noodles on your birthday, you'll have a longer life. Mm. So sometimes they'll call me on my birthday and I'll say, oh, you should eat some noodles. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to eat noodles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you don't have to lie about it, though.
No.
Nice.
I don't have to lie about it.
Well, good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that they would want me to do it. And just for clarification, my mom doesn't really, follow along with that. I mean, she'll go along with it just to humor them, but she doesn't really believe it.
Nice.
It's just funny.
Very good, babes.
Yeah, it's just really, really funny.
All right. Well, give me a kiss and then we'll end this and you can call your fam.
Kissy.
Kissy.
Oh my goodness.
All right, babes. Any last words?
No. I hope everybody has a good day.
Yep.
And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.